Hello everyone. In today's lecture, we will discuss mainly about error detection and correction techniques. So, I will introduce about all the techniques. Then we will see block coding, then cyclic codes, then checksum, then forward error correction. So basically, types of error we will see the concept of redundancy. We will see the difference between error detection and correction. So let us discuss first about block coding. So in block coding, we will see how error can be detected using block coding and also introduce the concept of Hamming distance. So let us first start with the introduction. So mainly in this lecture, we will deal with error detection and correction technique. So whenever bit flow from one point to another point, they are subjected to unpredictable change because of interference. And this interference basically change the shape of signal. So if I talk about single bit error due to that interference, single bit error means if you are sending one bit, that bit can be 0 or 1. So after error, it can 1 can be changed to 0 and 0 can be changed to 1. But if I talk about burst error, that means two or more than two bits are basically changed due to that interference. Changing means if it is 1, it will convert into 0. If it is 0, it will convert into 1. So in this figure, you can see that we have sent 00000010 as our 8 bit. But after one corruption, the received bit will be changed at this place. And this is the case for single bit error. In this second case, you can see here that we have sent 8 bit and 4 bit are corrupted while transmission. So these 4 bits are changed. So this is the case of burst error. So we will see how we can correct or detect these error. So the first thing before going into correction and detection, you need to know about redundancy. So this is a concept in detecting or correcting error. And to be able to detect or correct error, we need to send some extra bit with our data. These redundant bits are added by the sender and removed at the receiver end. Their presence allows the receiver to detect or correct corrupted bit. So basically, if I talk about detection versus correction, then correction of error is much more difficult task than detection one. So error detection, we are only looking to see if any error has occurred or not. So our answer will be simple. Yes, there is an error, or no, there is no error. A single bit error and a multiple bit error, the correction of those two are equally difficult. So in error correction, we need to know the exact number of bits that are corrupted while transmission, and more importantly, their location in the message. So redundancy is achieved through various coding schemes. So coding scheme is basically the sender adds redundant bit through a process that create a relationship between the redundant bit and the actual data bit. The receiver checks the relationship between the two sets of bit to detect error. The ratio of redundant bit to data bit and the robustness of the process are important factor in any coding scheme. So the first scheme is block coding. So in block coding, we divide our message into blocks. Okay. And suppose each block is having the size of k bit, and those blocks are known as data words. Then we are adding r redundant bits to those blocks. So our total length will be k is the previous one of data word, and r bits we are adding extra. So our total bit length is k plus r. And this n, the sum of k and r, is known as code word. So how can error be detected using these block codings? This is one important question. So basically, the receiver has a list of valid code words. If it is matching with those lists, then it will decode those code words into data words. Or otherwise, it will say, the receiver will say that whatever I am receiving, that is an invalid one. So this is the method we are going to see. So basically at our sender side, we have data word, then we will generate or add some code, then we can say that it is a code word. The length of this k and this one is r, so this n is equal to k plus r bit. Then we are sending this one through a channel, and we are reading this error detection, error correction. Basically we are dealing with error. So that's why we are calling this channel as an unreliable transmission, because if it is a reliable transmission, there will be no chance of error. Okay, so that's why this channel we are calling it as unreliable transmission. So after transmitting our code word at the receiver side, we will receive those code words. We will do some checking that whether we need to extract data word from code word, or we need to discard our whole code word or data word. So let's assume that the value of k is 2 and the value of n is 3. So we have added one more extra bit in this one, and we are getting n equal to 3. For an example, this one is our k equal to 2, and we have data word like 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, 1. And we have coded by adding one extra bit in that one. So our code word for 0, 0 is 0, 0, 0, 0. For 0, 1, that is 0, 1, 1. For 1, 0, that is 1, 0, 1. For 1, 1, that is 1, 1, 0. We will see later that how we are deciding those code words. Okay. First, we will see what will happen if we send one data word. So suppose we are sending one data word that is 0, 1. So basically we are not sending 0, 1. After adding one more bit, we are sending one code word that is 0, 1, 1. So there may be some cases. The first case, we are receiving 0, 1, 1 as it is through unreliable transmission. Then the receiver will check that this is a valid code word, and the receiver will extract the data word which is 0, 1. The next case can be this code word get corrupted due to transmission, unreliable transmission medium. And suppose this is converted into 111. So here you are seeing that only 1 bit difference is there. Okay. Okay, it is converted into 111. Now we will check in this table there is no 111 as a code word. So what receiver will do? The receiver will discard this code word because it is not a valid code word according to this table. The third case can be I have sent 011 as a code word, but I am receiving 000 at the receiver side through unreliable transmission media. So in this case, the receiver will check whether this code word is valid or not. And you can see here that this 000 is a valid code word. So the receiver will say it is a valid code word and receiver will extract data word from that one, that is 00. But we know that we haven't sent 00, we have sent 01, and this is an incorrect receiving of data word. So these three cases may happen. Now we will see how we can resolve that what need to do at the receiver side and what we need not to do at the receiver side. So basically, before going into detail, first you need to know the concept of Hamming or Hamming distance basically. So let's take some example, like if I want to calculate Hamming distance between this bit set and this bit set. So basically we need to do XOR of these two. And after doing the XOR, whatever result we are getting, we need to see how many number of ones are there in that result. So if we do the XOR of 000 and 011, the XOR of this two will be 011. And we can see that there are two number of ones. So the Hamming distance in this first case is 2. Let's take the second example where we want to find out the distance between these two. So we will do XOR and we are receiving this as XOR of these two numbers. And in this result, we will count that 1, 2, 3 number of ones are there. Therefore, the Hamming distance between them are 3. This Hamming distance is important concept to find out whether my code word is a valid or not, and what are the extent we can go so that I can retrieve or I can easily detect whether the received code word having error or not. So let's take the previous case or previous table where we have seen that we have coded 2-bit data into 3-bit data. And in that case, we can see that the minimum Hamming distance is 2. Okay, I'm going back to that table. Here you can see that the minimum Hamming distance is 2. So if you do XOR of these two, and when you will find out that what is the Hamming distance, okay, the XOR of these two is 0, 1, 1. The XOR of this and this is 0 XOR 1 is 1. 0 XOR 0 is 0. And 0 XOR 1 is 1. The XOR of these two is 1 XOR 1 is 0. 0 XOR 1 is 1. 1 XOR 0 is 1. So in all the permutation and combination of these code words, you can find out that these XORs are having two number of ones. If I do the XOR of this and this also, 0 XOR 1 is 1, 1 XOR 1 is 0, and 1 XOR 0 is 1. So you can see here that the Hamming distance between these code words are 2. And we have already seen in previous 3 cases that when the Hamming distance is 2, we can be able to detect only one single bit change. So for an example, if your Hamming distance is 3, you can sense 2-bit difference. So let's take an example that our Hamming distance is 4. So this code guarantees to detect up to 3 errors. Okay. The formula for uh, giving these values are d equal to s plus 1, where d is equal to Hamming code and s is the number of guaranteed bit which you can detect. And after detecting, you can say that whether there is any error or not in the signal. You can't be able to detect the proper location through this method. So the code word in the previous table is a linear block code because the result of XOR of any code word with any other code word is a valid code word. Okay, so whenever the XOR of any code word with the XOR of other code word is also a code word, then it is known as linear block coding. Remember this point. So in this previous table, basically if I do XOR of this and this, we will get a valid code word. So suppose XOR of 0 and 0, 0 and 0 is 0, 0, 1 is 1, 0, 1 is 1. So 0, 1, 1 is a valid code. If we do XOR of this and this, 0 and 1 is 1, 0 and 0 is 0, 0 and 1 is 1. Okay, this is also a valid code. XOR of these two, 1 and 1 is 0, 0 and 1 is 1, 1 and 0 is 1. So this is also a valid code. If I do XOR of this and this, 0 XOR 1 is 1, 1 XOR 1 is 0, 1 XOR 0 is 1. This is also valid code. If I do XOR of this and this, 0, 1 that is 1, 1, 0 that is 1, and 1, 1 that is 0. So this is also a valid code. If I do XOR of this and this, so 0, 1 that is 1, 0, 1 that is 1, and 0, 0 that is 0. So this is also a valid code. That's why we are saying that whenever you are doing XOR of one code word with XOR of two other code word, and you are getting a valid code word from that list, then in all the cases, then it is known as linear block code. So basically, whatever example we have seen in this table is a linear block code. In that table, the number of 1 in the non-zero code word is 2. Therefore, the minimum Hamming distance is also 2. Okay, so this is a 0 keyword. So number of ones are not 2, but here this is a non-zero, number of ones are 2. This is non-zero, number of ones are 2. This is non-zero, number of ones are 2. Let's take another example where I am having a data word of 4-bit and code word of 5-bit. So this table is known as parity check code. So basically, We are checking the parity and we are extending the one bit at this data word, and that bit is basically whether the parity of your data word is even or odd. So here for this one you can see that there is no 1. So number of 1 count is 0. That's why I extended 0 at the end of this data word. The number of 1 count in this case is 1, odd parity. That's why I extended 1. In this one also odd parity, extended 1, even parity, extended 0, odd parity, extended 1, or even parity, extended 0, even parity, extended 0, odd parity, extended 1, odd parity, extended 1, even parity, extended 0, even parity, extended 0, odd parity, extended 1, even parity, extended 0, odd parity, extended 1, odd parity, extended 1, even parity, extended 0. So in this way, basically I am converting my data word into code word. Now we will see a technique for error detection in parity check. So basically at the sender side, encoder, this whole thing is known as encoder. Basically your data word is there and that data word by the parity generator, this parity get added in front of that data word and the whole thing is known as code word. At the sender side or at the receiver side through this unreliable transmission, they are checking that whether that bit is representing the same priority number as given in this data word or not. So if the syndrome value is 0, means the value of key 0 is matching with whatever parity it is in B3, B2, B1 and B0, then it is accepting that code word and converting uh, that code word to data word. Otherwise, it will discard, the receiver will discard your whole code word. We will take one example. Let's say your data word is 1011 and the code word created from this one, you already know that the parity, the number of ones are odd. So I'm adding one extra bit, 1. So my code word is 10111. And we will examine that what are the things can happen in this case. So let's take first case when you are sending your code word as 10111 and you are receiving your code word as 10111, means the value of syndrome will be 0 and it will extract data word because no error is there and the data word will become 1011. In the next case, we can say that we are taking a case of one single bit error and error happened at the place of A1. So instead of getting this code word, we are getting 10011. Okay, so this place is changed now. So the receiver will check that at last you are having 1. 1 means the total number of 1 in other section need to be odd, and because they are even, the syndrome value will become 1 and no data word will be created. The whole thing will be discarded. Okay, let's take one case where the parity bit added or the R0 is changed. Okay, so this 1 got changed to 0. So Again, the same case will happen. This is 0 means the 4 bit here, they need to have even number of 1. But there is odd number of 1. So again, the syndrome value will come 1 and no data word will be created and the whole thing will get eliminated. Let's take another case where R0 and A3 are changing. So in place of 1, here you are getting 0. In place of 1, here you are getting 0. This 0 means it will check that whether the number of ones are even or not. So number of ones are even, so the syndrome value will come 0 and data word will get extracted, and that in this case the data word extracted is 0011. Here you need to note that the data word is wrongly created due to the syndrome value. So the symbol parity check decoder cannot detect even number of errors. You are seeing in this case, the error cancel each other and the value of syndrome will become 0. Okay, but if there are odd number of errors, suppose I am taking error at A3, A2 and A1, so I am receiving 0, 1, 0. Okay, and this 1, 1. So again, this is 1 means even, odd number of ones need to be there in the remaining portion, but there are even number of ones. Okay, so the syndrome will become 1 and it will discard this one. So by seeing these cases, you can see here that in a simple parity code, okay, you can detect only and only odd number of bit change. Okay, so whenever number of bit change in even numbers will be there, you can't be able to detect. And this is all about block coding.